The last time this time is going to be done by Kenneth.
Let's see. Last time we set out to find the what's it? Worm? Something
Tatzelwurm.
Tatzelwurm, yes.
Tatzelwurm. For some reason, I was thinking pretzelworm, and I could not correct myself.
I mean, to be fair, it could probably bend into the shape of a pretzel if it really wanted.
True.
So yeah,
I mean, it
we went
is
to
for
try and
cat.
acquire. So we went to try and acquire some of its scales from it, and decided to take the moral high ground. And since it was very sentient and intelligent, we decided to handle that as eloquently and diplomatically as possible. And it all went well as far as I can remember. And then all of a sudden, everyone was mad at me. I couldn't figure out why. And really, everything after everything was going so smooth, all that was a blur to me anyway. So something like that.
Yeah, Cad kind of flipped his shit and attacked the Tatzelwurm for reasons we cannot discern, so we had to beat him up, placate the angered worm, grab its shit, and go.
Yeah.
It's
so,
okay. I forgive you.
Not you.
That's not.
We have that
Wrap
backwards.
rubber bands around his. I'm gonna wrap rubber bands around his trunk so he can't breathe with it. You still have a mouth. You've got that. I'm just wrapping up your trunk, buddy.
Is that sufficient for last time?
Yes, that is sufficient for last time. Yes, as was said, you guys went up and investigated or spoke to the Tatzelwurm, and everything was great until it wasn't. So, you then moved on from there. There was also prior to the Tatzelwurm, there was weird dream sequences and things. And you had also met previously, before the dreams, people in the Satyr village, including the young Satyr known as Jack, who you intended to go back to the Satyr village once you had finished with the Tatzelwurm, and possibly retrieve him because the crone that you had talked to, the Satyr crone that you had talked to, said that he would probably prefer to be close to someone that he knew that was in the material plane rather than traveling around with the drunk and the crone.
By the way, just to clarify, you said we had very strange, weird, bizarre, whatever kind of dreams. My dreams were perfectly normal and perfectly accurate, and they seemed normal to me.
That's true.
Anyway.
Most of the characters had weird, crazy dreams involving their backstory, except for Kadruil's dream, which was accurate.
Which no one really poked into, but I seemed okay with it.
No one really poked into each other's dreams anyway, other than Oak saying that, asking if anyone had any crazy dreams about their past, which everyone confirmed. That was all that was really said about that.
Yeah.
Which is fine. And after the bit with the Tatzelwurm, you guys traveled back down, set up camp once again. Nothing really crazy happened. Everything was fine. And I believe at the end of last session, Locke tried to make contact with Vindsvept.
Yeah, did my thing where I conjure up Eldritch Blast energy to try and establish a link. And I believe what I asked was if there was any aid he could give us to keep us from losing our shit as long as we're stuck here, if he could please render it until we're out.
Yeah, you were
if you
were basically praying, is what you were doing, for lack of a better term.
As close to that as you can get with a warlock at any rate.
Yeah. All right. So
that's as close to being religious as you're gonna see Locke get, is talking to him.
To be fair, that's probably close to religious any of your characters would get, save for a cleric, perhaps.
Mm.
But anyway.
You said that Vindsvept is sort of like what is it, Cthulhu-y?
Yeah.
He's a great old one or whatever.
Yeah, he's old god, basically.
unfathomable Lovecraftian thing that is surprisingly nice.
So, moving on. I don't know, and I guess there probably isn't any kind of dialogue anybody wants to make as they're making their way back down to the Satyr village, which was the Pumok equivalent in the Feywild. And you sort of rested up, and you were continuing to make your way back down. You would probably be, assuming there's no other dialogue that anybody wants to make after all the events with the Tatzelwurm.
I actually have a question.
Hmm?
A question of my current status. Am I still bound and rubber banded and my weapon like in some mysterious bag of an alternate dimension?
Your weapon's still in a bag, yes.
Okay. I'm assuming both of them. I did actually have two.
No, just the one you used, because I don't think we grabbed the other one. No.
I had specifically mentioned it.
Yeah, you did in fact mention in the end of the last one, I think to Yang specifically.
Y'all took my maul, but I still had my military issue Warhammer.
Oh yeah.
Which I did mention in case you guys wanted to take that as well.
Yeah. So you have your maul and your Warhammer were both put into the bag of holding. So currently Kadruil is weaponless.
And bound and rubber banded.
I don't know about that part. Did you?
That's why I'm asking my party.
Yeah. I would assume you would unbind them after you're outside of the cave, because there's no way that Silver is going to be dragging him the whole way down here. Because realistically, Silver's the only one that could, like, pull him along.
I mean, I could curl into a ball and y'all could kick me.
No.
Okay. I mean, if you kick too hard, I might pass out. That may make it easier or harder.
It would make it harder.
Alright, so then yes, you
I'll
are...
just keep pushing you forward. It's like, we're leaving. Go.
So, is Cad still bound? Or is he unbound?
I think we unbound him once we were a safe distance away.
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
He was problematic in there, and we're still all keeping a very close eye on him, but he's still our friend. We're going to treat him with at least a shred of dignity.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
I'm going to marching order. I don't have to be last per se, but I'm going to be as close to the back as I can and like following with my peripheral vision because I'm hanging my head.
Good to know. And that makes sense. Especially considering, and I had went back to listen to the session a couple of times, and I found it like horribly ironic that just before things went down and Cad lost control, that his whole thing was, I am going to protect Locke. That's a very easy thing to do.
That's a very easy thing to do. Complicates the entire situation.
Yes. There was actually a lot of very funny moments in that last session that I rather enjoyed. Anyway, not to mention the bit with Silver and the drunk at the tavern. That was funny too. Like the whole Silver, no, gosh darn it, okay. Anyway, moving on. So Cad is unbound, but he's still weaponless, and you are making your way back down to the Satyr village. By the time you would make it here, it would be just approaching, if this was like normal time, which it's not in the Feywild, you would be, close, nearing the end of your quote-unquote day, but there's no days. Essentially, I'm saying that you guys have traveled for a long time, and assuming that you guys are still on track for day and night cycles for when you make it back to the standard material plane, it'll probably be close to the material plane, to the evening in the material plane when you jump back. And at least based on how all of you feel and how much you've traveled to get back down to the city. But being that it's the Feywild, it is still very bright and very much noonday sun, and yeah. Is there any sort of exchanges that want to be made prior to making it back to the city?
I can't think of anything.
No.
Alright. So,
I like how you don't even wait for Kenneth. You're just like, okay.
well, I know Cad's not going to talk to anybody. He's holding his head in shame.
I mean, I would talk if spoken to, but I mean, I'm here for my friends, and I'm here because my friends are not abandoning me. Because apparently things did not go as smooth as they seemed at first.
Indeed. We
Yeah.
know who to blame for that now, don't we?
The mysterious booming voice in the sky. Oh, wait, no.
I mean, kinda.
Well, we know it's not you because you're not the kind of guy who just does that. We know something's fucking with you. We don't know what, but we know something's fucking with you.
Yeah. Alrighty.
You know what? Actually, that's a good point. Since I can just spam detect magic, I'm just gonna have that going like this every time it wears off. I recast it to just keep my eyes on Cad, and I'm like, and I guess I'll park myself in the very back of the marching order and just keep a close eye on him at all times. If I see anything at any point fiddling with him, I'm gonna call it out.
Okay. Cad, make for me a perception check.
no.
Since not going to help you here, but make for me a perception check.
Okay.
Oh wow. Well done. So you sort of out of your peripheral vision as you're walking with your head down, and you're essentially doing a walk of shame sort of moment. Out of your peripheral vision, you see Locke, and you see that he's keeping an eye on you. To, it seems at first he might be doing it to make sure that you're okay, but then you notice that his eyes keep flashing for a brief second, and then they do it again, and again, and again
Like
as you're traveling.
Okay. I congratulations, I feel worse.
Okay. Anyway, yeah. So we have that, and Oak sort of looks back and he sees this exchange, and we know it wasn't your fault, Kadruil. We're just wanting to keep an eye on you to make sure that you're okay.
I just sort of solemnly nod.
Okay.
I kind of pat him on the back. Hang in there, big guy.
I'm a sad elephant.
All right. So
Mhm.
I now essentially know the marching order of sorts. Over something like this. So, and you guys have made your way back to the Satyr village. Hooray!
Woohoo!
Hey.
All right. So,
What's with the black void there?
you see that, huh?
I see that. What's the fuck?
It's a fog of war. Simple version.
Why?
I was gonna see if you guys would actually notice, because theoretically, it would be hard to not notice. Down in the southern, and if you guys didn't pick it up out of character, Oak was going to pick it up because passive perception of huge.
That's a perception of huge.
There is a down to the south end of town.
Do I smell it? Sorry, go ahead.
You're not close enough. Anyway,
Okay.
I mean it's like what, a solid like 70 feet, 70, 80 feet away.
100, 120, 130.
Yeah, it's a ways away. Anyway, off in the distance, way on the south edge of town, there is a very present and opaque cloud of fog way down there. It seems to start at just the edge of town, the sort of south gate that's down there, and then it's a 20-foot radius thing, and I cannot do fog of war in a circle. Meh.
Cool.
By the way, those of you who were hurt can be healed.
Please, 'cause-
Do what now?
Those of you who were hurt can be healed. You rested before you got
Oh, thank you. Oh my god. Anyway, sorry. I appreciate the circumstances. Okay.
You're weird today.
I mean, it was just a scratch, but it was a very deep scratch with some mental damage too.
Okay. Anyway, yes, there is a very present cloud of fog down at the south gate. Make of that what you will. And you guys have arrived in town. Specifically, your purpose here, of course, is to pick up young Jack and make your leave.
Mhm.
So what are you going to do?
I guess we head towards where we believe Jack is first.
So we can see this cloud, right?
Yep. Way down in the south.
So we're just gonna keep going forward towards it.
You know what? Locke's feeling inquisitive. He's gonna go that way too.
Oh, really? Okay.
I mean, we're right next to Jack's house.
Okay. So. See.
Gonna get to within 30 feet of it and cast a quick detect magic. That's
Okay.
35 feet, so one more. Okay. Is it magical fog in nature?
Yes it is.
What school?
I do believe, by all technicality, it is the spell Fog Cloud. Which I think is Conjuration. Makes the most sense. Be Conjuration, I believe. Yeah, Conjuration. Yep. So it is in fact a magical fog, and it is Conjuration. Also, having moved closer, you hear just it's whispered, but it's not necessarily the quietest, so that someone who got too close would easily be able to, passive perception hear it, which is why I'm not making you roll. It sounds like hushed whispers in a broken language that you, Locke, do not know. You are currently close enough to hear it. Okay, so anyone, what is Locke doing? You are the one that's close enough to be able to discern something.
Can I figure out if I at the very least know what language it is?
Interesting. Roll intelligence.
All right.
You have technically heard this language before. Even
15?
somebody like Locke, you have heard this language before.
15.
It reminds you very much of the tone that Oak started to have way back when you first talked to the Snack. It sounds like giant.
Giant. All right. I will take a step back to stand next to Silver and say, so that foggy thing is whispering.
Huh?
Yeah, my thoughts exactly. It sounds like it's whispering in giant? I might be wrong. I don't know the language, but it sounds like it. Where's Oak in all of this?
I have not moved them down because you guys are very fast. But here they are.
All right. I will turn around, point at Oak. You speak giant, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I think that fog thing is whispering in giant.
Okay.
Do you mind getting a little closer and seeing what the hell it's saying? Because that doesn't seem normal.
No, it does not, and that especially worries me if there's something going on that we are not aware of. Anyone want to go check on Jack, see if he's okay?
Yeah, sure. I'll head up to the porch and knock on the door while that's going on.
Oak will make his way down towards the.
So
Young
we're
is going to
moving
follow
it a
Oak.
bit closer.
Which way are you going, Cad? Are you going to go with Locke, or are you going to go with everyone else?
Well, last time I sort of scared Jack, so I am paranoid of bothering people right now, so I think I'm just going to sort of cling to the bloody walls over here somewhere and keep distance.
Oh, it should be made aware that since you guys did travel up and travel back, there has been a bit of, like, cleaning and maintenance done so that there's not just, like, corpses and blood littered everywhere. But it seems as if the person who did the cleaning is not so great at cleaning, but they're trying.
Lazy kid. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, it's easy enough to discern that it was not Jack that did the cleaning.
Oh, okay.
After all, people did not want him to come outside and see the carnage, which may be the whole reason why the cleaning is happening.
Fair enough.
So, let us start with Jack. I'm going to roll a d2 because I can do that.
You forgot to don't forget to roll it at advantage.
One is Jack, two is the cloud. Jack. Okay. So, you go and Locke goes up and knocks on the door.
That's what I do.
Yes. There is a brief moment of like movement, and you hear that there is talking. Jack seems to be talking to someone. And do you say anything when you knock on the door, or you just knock?
I say, you know what? No, I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to wait.
Okay. So, was the name that I gave to the mirror? Yeah. So, Jack, there's a brief moment, and then Jack comes and opens up the door, and he's like, Zamir, what? Oh, hi, Locke.
Hey.
Is everything okay?
Well, I should be asking you that. How things been since we took off? It's been a couple days.
Yeah, it's been a while, but everything's fine. Samir said he was supposed to be cleaning, and they didn't let me out of the house. I don't know why they didn't let me out of the house.
I can guess why.
Well, yeah, I can too, but I appreciate it. Anyway, I have a new friend, and he sort of waves for you to come on inside.
I raise an eyebrow and follow him in.
Alrighty. Having moved inside, you see before you a very elegant and pretty-looking female satyr person.
Who, for whatever reason... Oh, no, wait, no, that's just the Jack's house text, not her. Okay. I cannot...
There
I
you go.
fooled myself for a minute, haha. Okay. Alright. I raise an eyebrow. Hello.
Hello there.
I
Hello
am-
there. How are you? Are you this Locke that Jack has been telling me so much about?
that would be me, yes.
Good to meet you. And she will
Pleasure.
offer out her hand to you and say, Kimu.
What was that?
Kimu.
Kinu? Kinu. Kimu. Okay, that's an M. Interesting. I check the hand. Pleasure to meet you. So, I look down at Jack. New friend, huh?
Yeah, she came to town soon after, everyone started, everyone started cleaning, and he said that she wanted to make sure that everyone here was safe or something. And Kimu just sort of smiles and says, "Okay, Jack. He's still a little frazzled going on, I think.
I mean,
Shame
considering
what
what
happened here.
who can blame him?
Sorry, what?
I said, well, considering what happened, who can blame him?
True.
I was frazzled when I first showed up.
It is unfortunate.
It is. Out of curiosity, I don't mean to pry if it's not my business, but are you a local?
Me? No, I am not. I was traveling from further south, and I came up here to visit a friend of mine, and he is unfortunately not here, it seems.
It's indeed unfortunate. Out of character, this mildly complicates shit in my head.
Does Locke still have detect magic going?
I stopped turning it off, but I can turn it back on if you want.
I'm just curious if you turned
So
it
after
off. You're keeping it on and
I-
off before.
It's an active thing that I have to re-up like every 60 seconds. So once I stopped.
Right. Okay. So you don't have it's
I
like
don't have
a
it going.
by round thing.
Right now, it's not going.
Okay. Fair enough. Well, I talked to the old crone before, and she told me that it was fortunate that so few here survived, and I wanted to come to speak with Jack, and then he started telling me that his, were they red caps? Was
I think that's what they're called.
He told me that the red caps were defeated by a group of heroes, and he met a half-elf boy, describing you, Locke, I believe, and
I sort of play with the half points on my ears for a second. I'm the only half-blood in my group.
Tell me about your friends then. They seem like a very interesting sort.
Interesting is a word you could use to describe them. Sure, I will afford you that. They're an odd bunch. Varied. Very unusual. But the end of the day, they are my friends. So,
Who would you think would be the most unusual of the group then?
oh, the elephant, definitely.
Elephant.
With the tall gentle cow guy being a very close second.
See, interesting. I would like to meet your friends at some point. I'm assuming you're traveling with them then.
Yeah, they're outside looking at a weird fog thing. Do either of you know what that's about, by the way? The whispering fog thing?
Whispering fog thing? No, I do not.
There's like a dome of fog on the edge of town, like 20 feet wide, and if you get close enough, it whispering really oddly loudly at me. In Giant, a language I don't understand, but I can't recognize. It's very weird and very confusing. The cow guy's looking into it right now.
Locke,
Yes.
how do you feel? I want to get to the inner workings of Locke's mind for a moment. How does he feel about this person?
So far she seems friendly. He's a little surprised by her sudden appearance. But overall, it's like, she seems friendly, and I'm not getting any red flags yet.
Okay. Do me a favor, roll insight.
Okay.
She's cute.
That's a 5.
Oh, nice.
I turned on 3D dice for myself, by the way, because there's just something satisfying about that for me.
You turned on what?
3D
We don't
dice.
see him on our screen.
Yeah.
I turned it on for me, so I see it for me, for my rolls at least.
Okay.
What do I
Alrighty.
get with a 5?
She's
Yeah.
cute.
I mean, Locke is 16, so.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, I'm not. Locke is 16, maybe 17 at this point, and he is still not, horny hormonal teenager phase, but he was very sheltered, so he knows fuck all about sex and is sheepish as fuck around anything even remotely naked. Or goat legs in this instance, I guess.
Did you say she was a satyr?
Yes, she is.
Oh. Okay.
So,
I don't know what type of legs that is, but he's not necessarily attracted to that type of leg. That's an immediate turnoff, along with the horns. Like, it's
She whinnies and starts tapping one foot on the ground.
like, and I'm out.
yeah, no. Okay, fair enough.
Oh.
Alright. So, he sort of looks at you for a moment when you're speaking about the cloud and other such things. And then she's... Well, it's good to see that you have returned. I do believe that the crone spoke of perhaps you would be taking young Jack away from here, someplace safer then?
That was the idea. I look down at Jack and say, the crone lady mentioned that you have a sister or living relative in the material plane?
Yeah, she said that she was leaving. Well, she
Right.
told everybody, and I wasn't supposed to know.
Mm.
Eavesdropping and...
Well. Right. Well, as it is, seeing as the vast majority of this town is gone now, it would probably be in everyone's best interest, yours especially, if we could get you reunited with her. My friends and I, we come from the material plane, and we were intending on heading straight back after our business in the Feywild here was concluded, which it is, but after what happened here, we figured, well, if you're up for it, we could probably give you a lift back to the material plane and get you back to your sister. so you can be with some family.
I'd like that.
All right.
Locke,
Stand up.
give me a perception check.
Alrighty. That's an 18.
Ah, nice. As you're speaking and sort of like, I imagine you're not that tall, but you're sort of more on Jack's level as you're speaking to him about this.
Yeah, kind of crouched down a little bit.
Yeah. You see that he is now like clinging to what appears to be a small iron coin that he's just holding in his hand, and he's doing that sort of like anxiety rubbing and moving it through his fingers and other such things.
The knuckle roll thing.
Yeah, kinda. Except he's not as dexterous to do it as effectively, so he's more like just sort of sliding it around in his hand.
Natural curiosity sparking up. Locke's gonna ping detect magic. Eyes flash purple for a second.
Jack is
Do I see
immediately like,
anything?
whoa!
Oh yeah, I can make my eyes flash. I make them flash a few more times by just rapid casting a spell. Shing, 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 shing. Cool, huh?
He has a epileptic seizure.
They don't flash that bright. Jesus.
Roll a con save, Jack.
So, two things when you flash up with detect magic. There is a sort of it's a minor magic on the small coin itself that is seems to, as far as schools are concerned, it seems to be a faint degree of divination and transmutation, both. And then what immediately sparks up your interest is there is a very strong transmutation aura on said female satyr person.
On Kimu.
Who immediately like reflexes away from your like flashing purple eyes, and then she's it seems as if your friend is going to be taking you someplace soon, and I'll find a way to see you again, little Jack, if we need to, okay?
Fuck! That was a very... I mean, I don't need an inside check to know that something's up there. I was just trying to see if I could discern anything. Fuck, 9. 9.
Let me, just for sake of putting it out there, and I'm not even gonna roll it outside of invisible because, well, I suppose it wouldn't necessarily be as obvious for stat rolls. But yeah, I'm going to roll a check for Emu right quickly. I'm gonna hide it. I decided to hide it because for sake of yeah. So you rolled a 9 insight, was it?
I mean, do I get advantage because she's clearly flustered?
I gave her disadvantage because she was flustered.
Okay.
And you did actually beat her deception roll. Her deception roll total. Her deception roll with her deception roll total with disadvantage was a 7.
Wow.
So yeah, there's obviously something up, but she is currently making her way towards the door.
I raise an eyebrow. That's odd.
Want to try to stop her from leaving?
I mean, no.
Okay.
Locke is like, you know what? Because I don't want to freak out Jack. So instead, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set up an awakened mind link, and I'll say quite plainly, I see that transmutation aura. And you're leaving very quickly. I sort of like shoot her a sideways glance, still maintaining that link. I don't know if you're a threat at all, but if you are a threat to me and my friends, just do yourself a favor. Don't. Alright? Everyone who's tried so far has come up short. You wouldn't be any different.
Interesting sort of power you have there. If you're investigating if your friends are investigating the fog cloud, they'll find out. And you notice that her voice, when you were speaking to her in Awakened Mind, sounds very different. Sounds much older and gravelly. Than that sort of very pretty young voice that she had prior. Yeah, is not the sound that you're hearing inside her head. But unless you were making do to stop her, she's gonna go on out.
I'm not stopping her. I was just issuing a warning.
Yep. So she makes her way to leave. And meanwhile, for young Jack is like, huh? What's the matter? Why?
You're okay. It's fine. Sorry. Just I'm gonna have Locke kind of like deliberately look kind of sheepish and say, "I was staring." And then quickly stand up with a sort of flustered look, brush himself off. Anywho, my friends are waiting. We should go get to them. Yes. Trying to act like he was staring at her ass. Essentially, is what he's doing.
Okay.
Trying to throw Jack off.
Well, for what it's worth, Jack knows even less about such things than you do. So.
True, but I'm pretty sure they don't wear pants.
No, they don't.
And I mean, he's like what, 8, 12? You said he was
12.
like. Right. So
He's like
he
12 or
will
13.
he will have entered puberty at this point, so he's probably at least aware of staring at butts. So
I mean, that's a good point, yeah.
Yeah, so he knows about staring at butts, so yeah, that's the lie there. Just I was staring at her ass. It's all right. I'm fine. I'm sorry. Let's go. Deliberately acting as embarrassed and flustered as possible. Like, I can't believe I was staring at a fuzzy butt.
Okay. So he
it's all I could think of. Shut up.
He sort of blinks and is like, huh? I'm leaving then? They're going to let me go outside?
I peeked my head outside. How cleaned up as it is down where my friends are?
We'll get to that in just a second. So, making do with
it's about
that.
to become very unclean, isn't it?
So, what's going to happen here? Oak is going to go down and investigate the crazy fog cloud thing, and Young is following right behind, and Silver, you as well.
Yeah, I guess I'm just gonna be like Detective Shield.
All right. So, and Cat is a little ways back. So,
which,
with that,
just to clarify, this is sort of like simultaneous to Locke going in the house, so she is technically not right here at this exact moment, right?
Right, technically not.
Or is she actually here now? Okay. Just double checking.
Right, yes. This is still going in with what's going on from what their exchange is. So Oak,
I assumed it was a meanwhile. I just want to make sure I assumed correctly. Okay.
yes. Oak sort of wanders a bit closer and sort of tries to listen in, and Silver, even with your passive perception, and technically Young as well, you hear like guttural voices. Silver doesn't know Giant, does she? I don't think Silver knows Giant.
Nope.
Yeah, no. So Oak sort of tilts his head and definitely Giant. Not making a whole lot of sense, but that's Giant. Let's. Okay.
Quick, correct its grammar. It's a good way to make friends with mysterious fogs.
Okay, it's more than one being hiding in that fog, but thankfully I don't think it's the fog that is talking in giant. In the fog.
Who would be in the fog?
I don't know, but they don't sound smart.
They don't sound smart?
They don't sound smart. They're speaking in sort of broken and haphazard phrases. And they seem to be waiting for someone. Or who?
So is this a magic?
Based on what Locke was... Based on what Locke was applying for us to go and check it out, I would assume so. I don't have any kind of detect magic spell, but yeah. This is pretty obviously not natural fog. Granted, I don't know what is natural in this place. Still daylight.
Well, can we... I don't know, get rid of it?
And I'll huff.
Like,
And I'll
dispel?
puff.
Do we want to get rid of the wind? Or the fog, rather?
Yeah. Just to see.
Anyone have a gust of wind spell?
I let loose an elephant war cry through my nose. I'm kidding.
I mean, Oak could technically do wind wall right through it. We don't know. I don't know if we should.
How does Windwall's area work?
It is either a line or a circle, and things that try to pass through the wall would have to roll a check to see if they can make their way through it, or they'll be pushed back.
So, do you have any control over the height, or just the basic shape?
And wall.
Rises from the ground. Up to 50 feet long, up to 15 feet high. So, yeah, you should try and target it at the ground and make it come up like 6 inches to a foot, so we can see who's standing in there and how big their feet are and where they are. But maybe looking down through the fog that they're standing in, they would not see that we had cleared their feet. They'd be like, what's that?
Yeah, okay. So, Oak will be sort of casting up a small little fog cloud, or wind wall, in the fog to see if he can, like a very small one, to hopefully, considering these things do not sound smart, figure out what is in the fog rather than making those in the fog aware. It's also worth noting that being that this is a fog cloud, magical fog cloud, even his high perception, you can't see in it. Things inside it are totally obscured, which also means that things outside are also totally obscured.
Right. That's why I was assuming if we clear the feet and they look down, they're going to feel something but not see that their feet are showing. Yay, cat with his head under a hat. I'm totally hidden from the world.
Yeah, kinda. So yeah, that's actually pretty clever. I like that. You cast up the wind wall, or Oak casts up the wind wall down below, and yeah, perception checks not really needed. You see very large feet. They appear to be not heavily clothed, like the feet are bare, and the feet are very large.
Like 5 foot square, or
It would be
how
easy
large?
to those that are looking at the feet, which would technically be just oak and silver. You two can pretty much determine that whatever creatures is on these feet would be classified as large creatures. And because he placed it a few feet, like right about in the middle here or so. You see that there are 2 sets of feet.
And again, do we get any idea of like how large the feet are? You said large, but like
it's rather big feet, yes.
Okay.
Whatever is on the upper half of these large feet is a very large creature, both in the mechanical sense of the word, classified as a large creature, and in the literal sense of the word, it is a big something.
Okay.
Roll for me. Gonna have oak and silver. Roll for me history. Nature doesn't work because they're not animals. History would, because people have seen these things before. Oak rolled crap. Silver rolled better. He rolled better.
Would I be able to see feet from where I am?
Yeah, you can see the feet. So yeah, you can. And you will get advantage, actually. Good reasons. Yeah, those feet look like feet of ogres. You read about them in a story, in a storybook before.
I would whisper, hopefully loud enough for them to hear and not them to hear. Ogres, get out of their swamp. No, I'm kidding.
Haha.
But yeah, I would whisper, hopefully loud enough for only them to hear. Ogres.
And then Youngs and Oak sort of perk up at that, and it's great. What do we want to do, Silver? Do we want to... They haven't noticed us. Charge? Ogres coming to a village like this, they don't necessarily have lives to kill, but they have things to destroy, perhaps. We have a Silver that charges, or do we have a Silver that... Unsure.
Yeah, unsure on what to do.
Okay. So, people are unsure. Are you doing CAD?
Nothing.
Alright.
Exploring options.
So, CAD, you are relatively close, and passive perception, you hear the sound of the door to the house that Jack was in up top opening, and you see this female satyr person walk out.
Huh.
She sort of gives you a smile, and what did you?
She was not one of the survivors, but she seems friendly, so I guess I would tentatively nod politely to her.
Alright. So, Locke, this is the moment after you guys have had the discussion, and you are free to do with what you wish. Your friends, the rest of your party has seemed sort of bit uncertain of what to do.
All right. Let's see here. I forget. Did I tell Jack to stay inside or follow along with me while I confirm with people?
You had initially said that you were going to have him follow along.
Didn't he say that he wanted to poke his head out and see how bloody it was down here first before making that
Right.
decision? And you said on that transition.
Yeah. So you're making your way to glance outside, and you see that the area in and around the front of the house is a little bit less bloody than it was. It's not as pristine as it could be per se, but it's also technically outside. So,
Well, I was more meaning like down here where everyone else is hanging out.
Yeah. So you go to look around the corner, and you see that she has begun making her way down this way, and Cad's looking up at you, and your friend seems to be sort of hesitant and not sure what to do about the crazy fog, and you don't know anything about the specifics of it. But
Like
as
ear
far
to
as-
the ground, peeking under it mysteriously.
Roll for me perception.
Perception for me? Alright.
Yep.
That's a 6.
Yeah, okay. It seems to
But-
be. I mean, yeah. It seems to be a bit cleaner than it was outside, at least down this way. But it's still clear that anyone with enough intelligence is going to be able to determine that. Yeah, the person who who did cleaning here didn't do a very good job. Not the best that it could be, but it could. It's not the best that it could be, but it's also not as bad as it was before.
All right. In that case, well, first things first, I'm really quickly going to rapid fire Awakened Mind to everyone else because I'm actually within 30 feet of the rest of the group. I'm going to real quickly just rapid fire Awakened Mind and say, keep an eye on that satyr.
To everyone?
To everyone, just like rapid fire, like in order. So Cad, Young, Oak, Silver. Just rapid fire.
Sarah's like, what? Just like looking around.
And then Young's like, Young and Oak are both like, wait, what?
When you tell Cad, all you hear is.
Good to know you're on the case, buddy.
He's like a grumpy dog.
All right. Well, in that case, I'll poke my head back inside towards Jack and say, "Yeah, I might have spoken a bit too soon. We'll come get you when we're ready. All right?"
Okay. And you see now, Locke, that he is sort of. When you turn back to speak to him, and you were sort of like, "Yeah, okay." He seems to be sort of staring into that little token, or the little iron coin.
I raise an eyebrow. I don't think I've seen you with that thing before. Mind if I ask what it is? Okay.
It's a very special little coin. Kimu said that Kimu rather. Kimu said that it would help me if I ever felt lost. Very pretty. If you look into it for long enough, you see all kinds of sparkles. It just looks like an iron coin, by the way.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I know it's magical. I used Detect Magic and saw that it has magic on it before.
Yep.
I sort of hold that hand. Can I see it for a moment, please? I just
You'll
wanna
give
get
it
a
back,
closer look.
right?
I'll give it right. Yeah, of course. I just want to get a closer look.
Okay. He hands it
Alright,
off to you.
Yep, I would like to make an Arcana check to give this thing a proper examination.
Okay. Ooh.
Yeah, 22.
Me too. Nice. Would it be reasonable to say that Locke has read like old folklore tales and storybooks?
probably he didn't really have much else to fill his time with when he was younger because he couldn't play with other kids because they'd bully him, and he didn't get public schooling for very long because, again, he was bullied, so he filled most of his time after a certain age just reading shit and teaching himself. So, yeah, he's probably read a fuck ton of things like that just to pass the time.
Okay. With that high enough arcana, sort of piecing together the specific magics that it has, sort of getting a closer look at it, and sort of with the previous set of events that are going on right now, this coin reminds you of a picture of one that you saw in a storybook that spoke about iron coins from hags.
Hags. Oh, shit. Oh, dear. Okay. That raises a full few dozen red flags. What type of hag specifically, or is it not confirmed either way from what I know?
What you're looking at, you can't really discern if it's of any particular hag. You just know that it's hag tokens. And there were only a couple different hags that sort of made do with that sort of thing. But you're not... The storybooks didn't really... At least that one didn't really tell the hags' names and things.
Do I know what the coins were for? Like what their purpose was? Like was it like
yes,
for tracking? Or...
Yes. In particular, this style of coin seems to be the kind of coin that was used to communicate, to essentially, kind of like a sending stone. The person who, assumably the hag, who had made it, would be able to communicate through it to whoever was holding on to it.
All right. In that case, looking it over for a second, I'll have Locke raise an eyebrow and say, well, it's very pretty, and it's got something of a spell on it.
Got magic?
Yeah, I let my eyes flash purple again. That's what the purple flash in my eyes means. It lets me see magic to an extent. And this thing, it's got a pretty interesting spell on it. Near as I can tell, looking at it and from what I know, this will let someone somewhere talk directly to whoever is holding it, even from a great distance. We're talking miles, hundreds of miles even. Vast distance as long as you're on the same plane. Now, there is sadly a downside. I don't know where Kimu came across this thing, but the fact that she has one actually concerns me a little. See, these things, they were made by hags. Are you familiar with those?
Really ugly old lady people?
To put it mildly, I'm not familiar with all the different varieties of hags. The ones that I know of the most, like the most common variety, are ones that like to make their clothes from thread, which are created from the intestines of victims. Usually.
Ew.
Yeah, it's gross and nasty, and Kimu had a coin that came from a creature like that, so mildly alarming. So, I'll reach out and put it back in Jack's hand, sort of close it up into a fist and say, if you hear anything coming from this coin, if you get any messages, please tell us right away, all right? The only person who could send you that, a message like that, is not someone we want to deal with, okay? Trust me on that. But if you don't get any messages through it, it'll be a pretty trinket.
Okay.
All right.
Alright. So, that was a bit of an exchange. So, while you were doing that,
Yeah.
Kimu has made her way down to the Loxodon.
Yeah.
Let's just break through that alleyway there, why not? Nah.
Hello there.
Hi.
We have never met a Loxodon before. Very interesting.
I very nervously and cautiously sort of bow at her.
That seems appropriate.
And then
I'm
other than
assuming
the-
the rest of us has seen
Yeah.
her by now.
you can see her as well. It's just a very pretty satyr lady. And she just smiles to all of you. What have you found over there?
I'm assuming to me.
Well, everyone else has turned around to look at her. So to you more directly because you're right there, but also to friends as well.
I can't see from over here. It's all foggy.
Yeah, it's foggy.
And for what it's worth, at this point, having heard the keep an eye on the satyr part, Oak was smart enough to cancel wind wall, so it's back to being just fog. And he sort of looks up and, well, you weren't a satyr that was in this village before.
Can
You have a-
Silver cast Hunter's Mark on
Hunter's mark on satyr?
the satyr?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
A little glowing doodad appears over her head. Oh wait, this isn't WoW.
No.
Yeah.
Silver.
Yeah.
Do me a favor. Make a deception roll to hide the fact that you're casting a spell. What's the components on
it's
Hunter's
vocal.
mark?
It's vocal.
Vocal?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, never mind then. Realistically, you could just like whisper the components and then kaboom. And it has a range of like what, 60 feet or something? 120, 60 feet or something?
90 feet.
That's
yeah,
a
good distance.
that's a very powerful spell because you could just randomly like whisper them and someone that's way far away would never know that you cast it on.
As long as I can see them.
So you have put Hunter's mark on said person. And
It lasts for an hour of concentration.
so she sort of speaks up and to all of you and what have you found over there, and then Cad's just so foggy. I don't know.
I'm a
And,
big brave boy. I'm a big
so
brave
she-
boy.
She sort of looks to Cad and then back to Silver and Oakens. Well, the four of you seem to be the fighting type. I hope there's nothing in that fog that scare you into combat in middle of this already sadly hurt town. Which, of course, the town itself is not hurt, it's just blood. What do you intend to do then? Take young Jack and leave?
Depends. What do you have with... How do you know Jack?
Fortunately, he was orphaned by the events that transpired here, and I was only going to help him.
You were?
Was. Give him someone to watch over him for a little while.
Was. We did have someone watching over him. I suppose they weren't in the house there, were they?
Oh, you mean the drunk satyr from before?
Yes, that was one of them.
Silver, give me insight. And with advantage, too.
You're kidding me.
Wow. Double
10.
tens.
God.
Adventures of 1010.
Ha.
Canine Cop.
Hmm.
Hey, it's one of my favorite characters in Naruto. It's fine. Anyway,
I was talking about 1010, the
Adventures of
Like
1010.
yeah.
yes, I know that. I know of that as well. I was just also making references to a different Tintin. There is very much something that you get the sense that there is very much a desire in her to keep an eye on Jack. Not sure why, but there is a... She wants to keep an eye on him, and it seems as though you bunch are perhaps threatening that in some way. She's trying to.
Okay.
You get the sense that she's trying to determine what your plans are, and see what she needs to have. See what she needs to do in response. Everyone at this point is being sort of
Right.
tense.
Silver's still waiting because on her response to the fact is there was two supposedly were watching over him when we left.
Oh, right. Fortunately, the old crone seldom leaves her house. She can't be a very good protector for young, especially with the drunk not wanting him to go outside.
And so how did you get past the drunk?
Yeah. Distracted him. Had me buy him a drink or two. Passed out back in the tavern.
Buy him a drink when there's no one else in town. He pretty much drank that bar dry.
Had a few on me.
If you were a friend, why did you have to distract a friend of Jack?
You four seem very observant. And it seems as though young Locke in there's already made some sort of determination about me, so... Fortunately, I do believe the term you folks on the material plane use, I do believe the jig is up, as it were.
Oh, there was a jig.
Let's get jiggy with it.
Alright, so, Locke, what are you doing at this point? Are you coming around the corner after having talked to Jack?
Yeah. I'm gonna park myself right there and observe the scene.
Okay. So, yeah. You are up there, and, she sort of smiles and smirks to everyone, all of your friends down below, and then she's just... I was hoping to be a little bit more... stealthy, but it seems the heroes returned a bit too early. Oh, boys! And she snaps her fingers, and the fog cloud down below vanishes.
Boys, as in the two? Or more?
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
Boom!
Oh! Not two. Three.
well then.
Alright.
I guess
So.
we're doing initiative orders then.
Are indeed doing the initiative
Okay, I
orders.
guess we're doing this now.
I activate my danger sense and shout out, which of you's the strongest?
Alright.
emu.
An emu is a bird.
So Locke came outside.
What-
What's his upon seeing these ogres?
I'll tell you when it's his turn.
Oh, okay.
Alright, so ogres. I'm just gonna roll them as one big thing because I'm gonna give them different initiatives, but I'm gonna roll their initiatives all at the same time because
Why?
they are slow.
We're 13, 2, and 3? Or no?
No, it's 11, 0, and 1.
1. Oh boy.
11. Go. Now we need a chemo. Okay, you're slightly faster than your friends. Good. Not by much, but slightly. And
Ah. Bah.
so, now we do a descending sort of thing. Well, that's not descending, that's...
That is
Person.
not descending.
There we
There
go.
we go.
There you go.
Alright, so she is stepped down, and she sort of snapped her fingers, and like boys, and growly, ogre voices of doom down below. Cad, you are first because danger sense. What are you doing, sir?
I kind of want to retreat down this back alley, and I also kind of want to scream as I go. Oh, bit dragging, funky thing. I also kind of feel like screaming, "Oh no, she's going to find out I'm the strongest!"
But you're not going to do that because that would be stupid, right?
I don't know. I dueled someone and pinned him against a wall. I don't know exactly what's going on with whatever happened to me last time.
In this case, it's clear we're under attack. You have free reign to go berserk.
I have free reign to rage and hit her for 1d1 of damage. I have no weapons.
So go get it
Oh.
from Silver.
I thought we made it clear that we only took 1.
Yeah.
I mean,
Even though I brought it up while I was sitting on the ground, gagged or bound rather, you didn't do anything with that.
I don't think so. Because
No.
combat was over.
Yeah.
Didn't want to leave you totally defenseless in the case of an attack, such as right now,
Well, why'd you take my maul?
because that thing's big.
My warhammer's big too.
Not as big.
Okay, all right. I still feel like I would be afraid to have confrontation, so I'm thinking that I would, go hide behind this tree or in this back alley somewhere out of the way.
The elephant,
Okay.
ladies and gentlemen.
Ah! That's my turn.
Roll stealth.
Okay.
Just like, Cad.
Bad.
I'm screaming as I go. So...
Disadvantage.
Huh?
Disadvantage.
What? Okay, that makes sense. Yay! Okay,
Okay.
and that's my turn.
Okay.
What? You're useless.
Over, what you doing?
See, you get to feel guilty about that one.
From his psychological point of view, he's going to need reassurance before he's going to actively fight something. That's like 2 for 2 in a row. If y'all encourage him, this is strictly out of character, but if y'all encourage him, he might be willing to fight. But right now, it's like, oh my god, what am I going to do this time? Run away.
Okay. This lady seems like the boss. Bonus action, light sword on fire. Already has hunter's mark on her.
Steal her legs and crumb them up her ass. Well, it's surely by her fake horns, and that are probably equally as fake boobs. Leave the arm.
You said it was a transmogrification aura, right? Sorry, go ahead.
I mean, yeah, it was transmutation.
Yeah,
So
there you go.
I guess I will attempt to fuck her up.
How very specific. Roll for your
18,
attack.
is that- Does 18 hit?
18 does in fact hit her.
Okay. Takes that much damage. With an additional 1. And also doing a smite. Smitey smite. That is 3d8. 23.
Holy crap.
Jeez.
That's like 34 points of damage in one go.
Yeah.
So I feel like yeah, you piss me off.
Okay. So, you
Please tell me you cleft her in twain.
this is interesting. So,
Oh no, the
That-
GM smiled.
her disguise goes away.
so you slash into her, carving right, like into. Where are you smacking her? Are you smacking her face, or like her stomach, or your stab?
Well-
How are you hitting her?
Well, this first one is just basically coming across as like kind of with the slash going upwards, like across her front.
Okay.
So, like,
So
from
you-
hip to opposite shoulder.
Yes, and
Okay.
I still have one more attack.
Right, I know.
God.
So you're carving into her, sort of hits the shoulder, and she yells a very, very guttural, like painful, groan that totally does not befit the body that she is currently in, and she is not in that body for very long, as it does the, like arcane equivalent of, like, I guess Naruto, also equivalent of poof, as she changes into what she really is.
I guess a hag.
And as you grab, or as you carve into her form, you carve up into her shoulder, and you get to her shoulder, and the form disappears just in time for you to realize she's actually much taller than that. Because when she lost her form, she grows in size.
So what?
Kaboom!
What?
The fuck is that?
She turns around as a bonus action and winks at Locke. How you like my can?
Kill it. What the fuck is that?
It's terrifying something is what that is.
What is
Yes.
it?
What is it? What the capital F fuck
It's a hag of sorts.
this thing?
It is it is referred to as an anise hag.
Annis hag?
Anise hag. Yep.
Well, I'm gonna slash one more time and be like, oh, you just got, 10.
You are a bit frazzled.
Silver's kind of like,
Yeah.
just like, what the fuck?
Yep.
Next.
So, Young, Young is going to see this, and she's, for a moment, she's sort of like, yeah, get her, Silver, and then, "Ugh." And she is going to run up here, and she is going to smack at her.
Oh, dear God.
The big terrifying something. She does not get advantage, but she will have sneak if she hits. She hits. Hooray. Kaboom. Then 2d6.
Wait, why would she get sneak?
Because she's fighting somebody who is in melee.
Oh. What?
She's currently engaged with you.
Right.
Oh, congratulations.
The the enemy is
Well,
currently
I just dumped holy power into her.
yeah. The enemy is currently engaged with you in melee, so she will have sneak attack. She doesn't have advantage, but she does have sneak.
Okay.
And then she is flurry of blows because she can do that. 11 misses. And 8 misses. So that is
I don't want to touch it.
yeah. That is 8 plus 7 is 15.
Mm-hmm.
And you, Silver, because you're close and because you sort of come to terms with such things, you and Young both can see that this big old huge scary hag is sort of weathering Young's crazy blows very easily.
Oh, yeah.
Not yours. She didn't deal with yours, at least not in the Satyr form. So yeah.
It's an ogre's turn.
It is an ogre's turn. I do math to figure out things. Alright, so
ABC.
boop. Ogre is going to step forward, smack at an oak. The oak is right there.
From around the corner.
Well, he's gonna. This big, huge ogre person is going to mostly destroy that house and just step on it. Rawr. Is going to get 17. 17 hit oak. It does. Ow. Okay. Now it is the hag.
Fuck. Shit.
Yeah. She is going to do multi-attack because she can, and she's doing it on Silver. Silver just destroyed her crazy form thing.
How many attacks?
She has 3.
Many.
Oh, okay. 3.
Oh no.
Yes, she has 3.
Oh dear God. Does she have a third arm hitting somewhere?
No, she doesn't.
One's for bashing, this one's for scratching. Got what this one's for.
She is tall, but she is sort of what is it? Hunched.
Okay.
So she can get down to, like, her face and head can get down to the level of a medium or smaller creature very easily because she is hunched over all the time. And her third attack happens to be a bite. So we will do.
That sounds lovely.
No. Well, 18 is not your DC, Silver, right? Does an 18 hit you?
18 does.
Okay. 17,
That misses.
and then bite. Claw, bite. Bite misses.
That misses. And she's like, you hit me once, go away.
So claw, bite.
Just keep
Claw
like,
with.
13.
13 damage.
13 damage. Yep. Locke, what you doing?
Shit. Well, he is going to awakened mind really quick to inside of Jack's house, because I am close enough, to quickly yell to Jack, Jack, throw that coin away and hide right now. And outside, I am going to be casting Blight on this giant-ass hag.
Okay.
So, let's see here. So, to make a Constitution saving throw, spell save DC is 14.
Okay. Nope.
Yes, a full damage. 30.
Ooh.
Holy crap. Okay.
And to end off my turn, I'd like to just take an instant action to myself to think, I can't believe I was staring at that ass. And then I will, let's see. And then I will move all the way back here to 30 feet away from her. And that'll be my turn.
Okay. Ow.
Fuck this bitch.
Oak. Oak is going to see the insanity behind him going on with the hag, and then he has ogres right in front of him that he can't really do much about. So
Call for.
Oak is going to take a cue from something that happened several sessions ago, and
Disengage and run away?
no, not disengage and run away. This.
Spike
Um,
growth. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that is a really fucking useful spell.
And he is going to center the spike growth in betwixt all of the ogres.
Nice. So it gets all of them, right?
Yep.
20-foot radius.
Down below, further away, like near that tree, in order to get it all around the ogres, but not himself or his allies.
Swunky.
Now, every time they move 5 feet, they technically are in 4 new squares, so they get 4 times damage, right?
That's not how that works.
Now, how that works? All right. So it is.
Then you set it on fire.
And having done that with his action, he is, yeah. He's going to stay close so that the ogre doesn't, well, actually, yeah, he's going to back away. He can't do disengage because he used that, so he's going to back away, and this ogre's going to get a smack on him. Seeing all the brambles and things around him, and, ogre. And a 14 will hit Oak. Oak's AC is stupid.
Oh no.
But thankfully they do not have.
Stupid. Get a higher armor class.
Well, he has a low armor class, but it's fine. That is 12 again. Same amount of damage he took last time. And Oak is backed away, smacked by the same ogre that smacked him before as he's running off. Then the ogre is going to get to go. Now, the ogres are not smart. This ogre is going to try to charge forward through the brambles.
5, 10,
And pushing the others away.
15.
Yeah, actually he is. So it is.
So everyone would take damage.
What is it?
You would take it 5 times.
Yeah.
No.
1, 2, 3, 4 times.
Okay.
Still
And then
like 6d6 of damage though.
8d4.
8d4.
8d4. I mean,
Yeah.
max is still the same. So
And then so 8d4 to that one.
Couldn't have rolled just flat fours, could we?
I mean, a passive 19 is not bad.
It's not, but come on, a passive
And then
whatever max.
he moves his buddies out of the way to make his charge forward, which destroys more of this house
Jesus.
and deals 1d4 to his buddies.
1d4? That'd be 2.
It'd be 1 because they were
I
only
used
made.
my reaction to trumpet in fear.
He only moved them 5 feet square away from him so that he could get through. So that one takes 3. And this one is going to take 4. Hooray! Easy math and max damage. Okay. And he is going to... Oak technically ran further away because he would have more feet. And it is considered... becomes difficult terrain. So... Ogre's movement...
Mid 20 or something.
10, 15, 20. He got up there and Oak is too far away for him to get smacked at by the ogre. Okay. We have this one who okay, I know what this ogre's doing.
Is he just gonna go straight through the house?
No, because he's tired
Would
of
it be
getting things in his
considered
way.
difficult?
So,
Oh no. Oh no.
indeed. Dunk, 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 dunk.
Oh no.
The fuck?
He's going that way.
Why?
Trying to flank us.
Because unfortunately, there's thorns that way and his brothers. So he's going the other way.
Oh, okay.
He also made a perception check of 16 to see past Mama, as it were, and be the teeny tiny boy that he knows Mama would want.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Why does everyone want me? I'm not even that stingy. I'm a twig. In the game, I'm a twig. In real life, I'm a pufferfish. Like a bloated pufferfish, too. Like
Young, or Cad, go.
Like it.
Let's see. Well, I imagine I would have seen all of this going on over here and him get away.
Yep.
And I imagine I would see something large run up this way.
Yep.
And would I be able to perceive if it looked like he was retreating in fear or like he was making a tactical advance of some sort? Would I be able to perceive intent?
I'll give you an insight. It's not going to be hard. These guys are not smart. So, yeah. He's not making a tactical retreat. He seems to, inside of 17? Yeah. He is mildly perturbed at the thorns and things that has caused problems and caused pain. But other than that, he seems to be very excited at the prospect of what he's going after. You don't know necessarily what that is, but he's going after something and he seems happy about it.
And he's definitely running north.
Yep.
And I've seen what town looks like up here. So I would assume that he's probably going to the direction Locke had disappeared to, or Jack. So even though I wanted to run and cower and hide, I would probably move up here, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah. That way I could see what's going on if something was about to happen, I guess.
Do you want to ready an action if he runs by, perhaps? Since you didn't use your action for anything, really?
I guess sort of handshaking-ish. I will pull out Warhammer that I apparently still have. And, I guess just have it equipped and ready, then.
Okay. Over. Just to you.
Right. Ugly hag. I guess I'm doing a full round of attacks again.
Okay.
22.
It will definitely hit.
Wait, what does...
Holy crap.
There's
Ow.
that. Another one, but hold on, let me look at something real quick.
She's hideous.
Oh, I forgot. She needs to take one more d6 for the last attack I did on her. Because it's whenever I hit her with a weapon attack. So she takes 5 for the last one.
Okay.
Then one more attack. 26.
That'll definitely hit.
Boop. And boop. That is 21 damage there.
Ow.
Because
Okay.
You're ugly. You need to go away.
That's mean. Did you ever think of her feelings?
No!
But you did think of her tush. So.
I looked at her tush when it was a different tush. Now
yeah.
I'm only looking at the tush so I can make it explode with eldritch energies because it is horrifying
Yes.
touching that, not with the 1,000-foot pole.
Missed. Missed. And he is going to continue his run up this way. Are you going to make an effort to charge? Cad? He runs fast.
I just want to sort of be on guard because I don't know which way he's going. I guess if he goes for Locke or Jack or something, I may possibly try and intervene, but is
Okay.
that the end of his movement, or...
Yeah. Actually, no. He has dash. Duh. He can't do anything with his turn, but he can totally get to Locke.
So I got a question for you. Would I be able to take my prepared action and use it to put myself between him and Locke when I see that he's bolting in that direction?
You technically used your move to get to that point last turn. Your hold action would have technically have been to attack. Granted, you would have had
Which
to.
means I can't do anything from here anyway, so I guess no, I'd do nothing.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Unless I could, like I was saying, unless I could use the attack action to dash.
You could have. Yeah. Okay. So you're right. You used your standard action. You used your move
I
action.
use my movement.
You used your move action, and then you're holding your standard action of dash to get in the way if he ran towards Locke, which he did. So you can intercept him.
So, with a very nervous, I have no clue what I'm doing look on my face, I rush to prevent him from getting to Locke or Jack. Since he's going that way.
Alright.
Hi!
There's a giant ogre and an elephant man that just ran up close to where you are, Locke, currently.
Trying to keep him out of reach of people.
I will give my response when it's my turn.
So, Hag.
Come on, keep attacking me. I'm pissing you off.
Young is apparently fucking useless.
Oh, she'll get it off eventually.
Young is
She'll get
useless,
something off.
kind of.
You never want to hear the Dungeon Master confirm that the NPC party member they're controlling is fucking useless.
Kind of.
That just stirs confidence in the soul. Confidence in our imminent deaths, because I'm at least relatively certain someone's going down in this fight.
Okay, so, seeing as how, she has been useless and she is smaller, this particular hag is not the brightest being in the world. She is going to, make a grab at our, wayward dwarf. Reach down with a claw and try to grab at her and pull her into essentially a very, very ugly bear hug.
No.
And Young is going to make an acrobatics check to not deal with this, please. Yes. However, she does still take the damage from the claws. As this hag tried to get around her. Or no, it's a grapple attempt, so she failed.
So Young, okay?
Yeah, so hag's turn is done. And she failed at grabbing the wayward dwarf, and she is going to make an attempt to move. Attacks of opportunity, go.
Silver and Young. Fuck
Yep.
this cunt up.
Sure.
Twist it in 11 different directions. Please tell me 16 hits.
Awesome. You want to know what?
So, Silver, or Young missed.
Fuck!
She got out of the grapple and she was a bit scared and she took a kick and swing at her to try to hit her, but yeah.
Awesome. I can cast a spell at her.
You have,
I'm
you have,
Warcaster.
Warcaster allows you to cast a spell with,
On attack of opportunities.
okay, what you doing?
Oh, no, that's a concentration. Can't do that. That's a concentration. Oh, everything I have is fucking concentration. Alrighty.
What are you concentrating on already?
Hunter's Mark.
Sure.
Can't you passively drop one to start another one if you wanted to?
Yeah, but she doesn't want to lose Hunter's Mark in case he gets away.
Uh,
I would assume.
oh, it's, you know where they are, or you can follow them easily in addition to damage?
Mhm.
Gotcha. Never mind.
Oh. So she's running away?
She made a grab it.
Okay,
She made a
well-
grab at Young. Young got out of it, and then Young made a swing at her with an attack of opportunity as she tried to get away.
Alright, I'll actually hold off on the casting this spell.
Just gonna attack her.
Yep. Do I do a full round attack or just a single attack?
Just a single, because you don't get a full round on attacks of opportunity. 9 misses.
Nine.
So we have full round, or her movement. She doesn't have the dash because she's just moving. So
That is not a good direction. No. She enters our threatened spaces.
Yes,
Oh.
which there's no attack of opportunity for that. She got her her attack action on Yang, but she is running away. So yeah, that is her turn. Locke, what you doing?
Well,
I am sweating
Scream.
visible bullets right now.
Just like scream at troll, scream at cat, scream at dog.
I'm gonna be like,
Y'all sort this out. Invisible.
no.
It's like, fuck this shit, I'm out.
This can only end well.
What I'm going to do is, I'm going to, bodily shove myself through the nearest window in the side of this inn, so that I'm inside and have something between me and Senorita Giganto Bitcho over here.
So you're moving
And
out
when I
of
come
her
back-
threatened square.
I mean, had she attacked me yet? Does that count as being engaged?
I mean, she's in melee with you.
She's-
That's engaged.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, you're engaged. Congratulations.
Yes. I mean, you still could.
I don't know, you see. Because even
Well,
I
I-
get hit, which I probably will, considering I've seen her giant ass bonus, then it'll render the entire point of taking cover inside a building pointless.
Help. I mean, you could totally run from her. She's not necessarily going to have the capacity to, like, grapple you when you try to run. That's not an attack of opportunity thing that she can do. But,
No, but I mean, the whole thing is, the idea behind me jumping inside is to not get hit, to get some cover. If she whacks me with an attack of opportunity on the way in, it renders the whole point moot.
But she wouldn't have full round attacks or grab abilities. You would have seen her trying to grab other people.
Right.
it's up to you.
Now, you know, fuck, I'm gonna risk it. I'm jumping inside.
So, attack of opportunity type thing.
Only from her, because
Yeah.
Ogre Dude's too far away, right?
Ogre is too far away.
Unless they have
Yay,
reach.
I'm at her.
13 hit you, Locke?
Yep, it's one higher than my armor class.
Ouch. I need to get you some magic robes. Make it fancy.
Getting the armor is what we need.
There's robes of protection.
We need something better than just regular old leather.
Locke's wearing his heart on his sleeve. It doesn't provide much AC.
There you go.
Ouch.
Alright, so yeah. So she clobbers me into the building, and as soon as I'm inside, I am going to scuttle back as far as I can. Alright, I am expending my last remaining spell slot to cast Blight on her again.
Okay.
So she needs to make that con save. DC 14. Yes! Full damage. 27.
Ow.
Mm-hmm.
Well then.
And can I end my turn by awakened minding to Cad and saying, "You have everyone's permission to go nuts and beat these things up. We need your help. Go nuts."
Okay, so, alrighty. So, yeah. You deal your damage, and he is not happy. It is an oak. Oak has the, big guys seeming to be making their way out of the spike growth. Unfortunately, he can't move it unless he just casted the spell again. So Oak going to make his way past Dong, go up towards Big Crazy Hag Lady. Spiritual weapon, Harar as he's charging forward. He will swing with said spiritual weapon. And it is spell attack. He hits her.
Fuck yeah.
And that is max damage. Well then.
Nice.
So, Oak comes charging forward. He like launches his hand out, and he's like, it will be a repeat of the same thing that he did before. So, I'm not gonna flavor that he says anything. He's just like, in the back of his mind, he's going to yell, "Get away from Locke!" And Thorn, quarterstaff, twirl, spin, smacks her upside the head, and she falls over unconscious. How about that?
Yeah! Fuck her! Not like that.
You and your strange. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
So this is the one that was up.
She's unconscious?
Yep, she is unconscious currently.
Okay.
This one down here is going to make a run out of the brambles and towards Yong. And the ogre seems very, very, very upset, obviously. And you seem a little bit off, as the ogre that's right in front of you will yell "Hild," H-I-L-D, Hild, very loudly, and he seems not happy. And Oak sort of looks up.
Gotcha.
Oak sort of looks up at that as if, "Hild, wait, what?" As if he's confused. And this one's going to run up here, and he is going to smack at a Yong. And
Which one?
And he currently
it's this one's turn, not this one's.
He has advantage on his attacks because he is not a happy crit.
Oh no.
Because he's not a happy crit.
Oh no.
Young. You slipped and you died. Fuck.
She's not gonna die. She's
Looks
still
like
at full
Team
health.
Rocket's plastic off again. Ding.
She goes flying. Ooh.
Oh. Oh. God.
Oh no.
Oh.
Do, 29 damage.
She's still up.
Oh yeah, she's fine. She's not happy, but she's fine.
She's fine.
Alright. So that's that one's turn. This one,
Up by
it,
Cat.
he had advantage, but it doesn't matter because he rolled a crit.
Ouch.
Let's do this again. 20 damage, Cad.
Ow. Okay.
Please get angry.
Me or him?
You.
Well, having been encouraged, and obviously everyone is going for Locke, who just
Got slapped in the ass by her giant angry hand.
I guess I will rage then and smack him with Warhammer Reckless.
Gerard.
Blah blah.
12 will, 12 will hit, actually.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
I mean, they're big, slow, dumb motherfuckers. So yeah.
they're not really wearing much in the way of armor.
And
So
they're a lumbering target. They're not that hard to hit. They're not hard to hit.
I bash him for 14, and my swirling dudes come out, and I guess I hit him a second time then.
You would have your second hit, yep.
You do that just as some Skyrim boss music comes onto my playlist.
16 will definitely hit then.
Yep.
Yes.
For an additional 15.
Okay?
Yeah.
So, no one, well, Silver, are you paying attention to what's going on towards Cad, or are you focused on the ogres that are charging you and Yang?
Well, she's currently actually facing the hag and the ogre. Seen the hag go down. Okay, kill it.
She's looking up towards Cad and Oak.
Yes.
Alright, so Cad rages and he does his whole thing as per normal, and you see these spectral things fly around him and other such things. Make me a perception check.
Oh boy. Perception check.
Would they be phasing in and out of the
6.
building beside of me?
Yes, they would. Locke, perception check.
Fuck. Are they all evil tenderly again? Nat 20. Fuck
Holy
you.
The heightened.
Nat 20.
Fuck
All
all
right.
of you. I am on top of this shit.
So, you are so on
That's
top
because
of
you're scared.
you are so on top of this that I am going to give you a secret message. Yes,
Oh, fuck me. Alright.
they see you, or they phase. You see the spectral things that you're used to with Cad. And they still seem off and creepy, though not quite near as much as before. You see that they sort of lost the extra eyes. They do have a few of the extra limbs though, and the trunk is rather creepy and off. And I'm going to give you a special message for just you. Special.
Just me. I feel so special. In Discord or roll 20, because I'm set to do not disturb in roll 20.
I'm going to do it in roll 20 because we're not disturbed there. That. There we go.
Typity type 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 type. Oh. Oh.
So,
Oh.
with that, you did both of your attacks, Cad, right?
It's my turn.
Yeah, I think that's sufficient. I am trying to help my friends now.
Alrighty, Silver, what you doing?
So,
I can put
assuming
it
Silver sat there and heard the ogre try to crunch Yang. Right?
Yeah.
She's gonna be like, "Are you okay?"
I've been better.
How bad does she look?
He is not, he is at and around about half health. The 29 damage that she took her to less than 29 health.
Right, so it's safe to say the hag is down.
Yep, she appears unconscious and down.
Okay. Well, it's not the one I want, it's this one. She's dropping the hunter's mark on it. And she's going to cast Bane.
On the which ogre? The one in front of her?
It's up to 3 creatures.
No. Do you have to have a range on all of them?
Range of 30 feet, so. Second.
Aw. These two.
Yep, basically these two. She's like just looking behind and be like, you wanna fuck with us?
Okay.
But they need to make
Anime look over shoulder and sky cracks behind you.
basically they have to make a charisma saving throw.
Of total 1.
And whenever a target that fails the saving throw makes an attack roll or saving throw before the spell ends, it lasts up to 1 concentration. I need to fix that. The target must roll a d4 and subtract that number from the attack or saving roll. So they both fail.
So they get a minus 1d4 on all the things that they try to do.
Yes.
Okay.
And that is an action. And let's see, what can I do as a bonus action?
Did you Hunter's Mark one of them already?
No, I dropped it because this is a concentration.
Right. Okay.
I'm just looking to see if I have anything that's bonus action. Yeah, that's it.
Turn.
For now.
Young. He sort of looks at you and then looks at the ogres and looks back towards. Should I go for you? Should I beat the ogre still that's in front of me? He hurt, but that's just it. He hurts. You're a little bit more durable than me, so.
Boy? Hey, go kill the hag.
She's already dead though. Well,
We
she's
don't know
unconscious,
that.
I
It's
suppose.
just down. Just go.
Go. Okay, right. Okay. So, bonus action disengage, because a rogue can do that.
Yay!
Over here at the hag. And he is like, are you sure she is dead? Well, unconscious. Conscious, right. Mac.
Smack.
So she has advantage because prone.
All of the damage.
Damage doesn't much matter, it's just whether or not she hits. Alright, well. Young's a
You
bit
hit a tuft of fur and skulls.
Young's a bit flabbergasted currently. Apparently. So this one down here finally gets his turn that I keep skipping.
It takes 3 turns in a row to catch up with the time continuum.
No.
no. That would be me.
Oh.
No.
He has to go around. Hey, that's 40. How about that?
Oh, great. He's gonna come right up next to me.
But he's in difficult terrain for part of his movement to get that first 5-foot step and still takes a d4.
Yay!
Okay. This, and then he is going to make his way up this way, and he has to dash to get to you for difficult terrain purposes. So he does not get his turn, but he's right there in your face.
Grr.
Okay. Locke, what are you doing?
Okay. If I were to throw an Eldritch Blast at the unconscious hag, would it kill her?
Can you see her?
I mean, she's big, so I imagine I can see parts of her sticking up, and if not, I can just run up to the window.
Yeah, you'd have to run up to the window.
All right. And of course, the thing you messaged me about is still going on, right?
Oh yeah.
All right. I'm going
They're
to go
like
to the far.
because you're going to the window. They are
I'm going
like
to the farthest of the windows from that,
okay.
and then I am going to unload one Eldritch Blast into the unconscious hag and another at the ogre that Cad is fighting. Because I get 2 Eldritch Blasts now because of my level.
Good.
So that is 1 for the hag
You have disadvantage actually
on the hag.
on the hag because ranged attack and she's prone.
Okay, so then just take my natural 1 there. Fuck it, I guess.
Yep.
And fine. Okay, normal attack against the ogre. Natural 20. Fuck yes. I
Nice.
don't do double damage, do I?
You do.
I
I would
think
assume.
you do.
Oh, with okay. Very mad. Okay.
You should be able to
Alright,
click
so-
Eldritch Blast and it'll double it.
Blank plus blank.
It's supposed to be. I need to roll an extra d10 because
It rolled 2.
It rolls
Okay.
2. You
I.
just
You
roll
double the
garbage.
dice, not the damage.
Yeah, I know. I was just hoping the damage output would be a bit
Wait,
higher.
how many? What level are you?
7. I get 2 Eldritch Blasts.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So 9 to the one that's out to the ogre that's outside that ran away.
Yep. I think with how
Um,
big this thing is, I wouldn't have had disadvantage on that spell.
You had disadvantage on the spell to hit the hag because she's prone.
I know, but still, she's big.
Well, for what it's worth, the 16 wouldn't hit her anyway. Okay.
Fucking twats.
So you smack at the ogre. Cad, from, not that it matters for you because you're raging and don't make much perceptions, from inside the window next to you, blast of Eldritch energy and into the ogre's face. Oak. Oak is going to know precisely what Oak's gonna do. Seeing his sister do the smacks on the ogre to make sure, or the hag to make sure that the hag is down. Oh, right. He doesn't actually have that spell later. Yeah. He still has his weapon thingy. So he would have advantage because melee, but it doesn't matter because he hits her. So, kapleer. No more hag.
She finally did. Yay, she's dead.
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 And ogre going to smack at Cad
Okay.
with advantage for purposes of reckless and all this other fun stuff. And he missed.
Yep.
Oh, hey, look at
Oh.
that. I'm going to. I would technically roll it again because he would have advantage, but it doesn't matter because crit. Then we do. You take half of because raging. For 12.
Good.
Yeah.
Barely phases me.
Uh-huh.
To me.
Yep.
How's Ogre Boy looking?
He is a little worse for wear, it seems. Yep.
If you move within attack range but not out of attack range, does that provoke anything?
What do you want? If you take a step but you stay within his melee range, then you would not take damage.
The entire
Take an
time.
attack. Right.
So this would technically still be considered adjacent to him. Because he's a 2x2?
You would still be adjacent to him, yes.
Okay. So I slide over here because I don't anticipate him standing for much longer. Yeah. And roar, 22 to hit.
22 will definitely hit.
Damage.
Yep.
12.
Okay.
22 to hit.
Yep.
11.
He is an unconscious ogre.
Where are they all going unconscious? I'm pretty sure we're striking to kill.
Well, yeah, he would be.
Yeah,
a
He's laying there dying.
Dropping. Yes. Death saves.
Oftentimes, you guys would fight, one person or what have you, and I wouldn't much worry about death saving throws. But in this circumstance, yeah, I'm giving it to them because these guys are
Tough.
intended to be a bit more tough.
Whoever drew that X can get rid of it. I have one of my own. I can put down in it.
Also, like, those attack rolls, those needed a 1d4 subtracted from them also.
Oh, his?
The one that attacked my character.
Oh.
Oh, right,
So
yeah.
They have Bane
Yeah,
on
yeah.
them.
Yeah, they do. Okay. They would have missed anyway.
My spooky ass turn?
It is your spooky turn.
Why are you spooky?
Because she's about to do craziness.
Spooky!
Ah, spooky, right.
Spooky, spooky.
Huh? Oh.
Okay.
Guessing this is a
So-
I'm gonna use this as a bonus action.
It is a bonus action.
Yeah, and they also get a minus whatever, a 1d4 to their saving roll, too.
Do. So, no. And no.
Are you just using a d4? You're supposed to roll.
Oh. Right. They wouldn't have made it anyway, it's fine.
Yeah, so. Now they're frightened of me.
Yep.
You touched the wrong person. And yeah, I'm gonna make 2 attacks and dumped 7 necrotic damage as well into boop this one. So
Oh, mega boop.
18. Does 18 help touch?
18 will definitely hit them.
Okay, there's that plus the 7 necrotic.
Right.
And then one more. Boop. Does 13 hit?
Yes, 13 hits.
And boop.
So is it to the same one?
Yeah, it's all my attacks are on the same one, and he only takes one, just the 7.
One
on
one
top
bit
all
of
that
7.
hit. Yes.
So 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Then
You have toes as well.
19. Yeah, hold on.
It's 22 plus 19.
41.
Okay.
41.
Yeah. You could do.
Anyway.
You could just do math in the fucking thing to slash R and then
Yes,
math.
yes. It's fine. Okay. That was both of your attacks, Silver, right?
Yep. They're scared of me, so.
Yep,
Skeletal
they are
beings
scared of
screaming
you.
at them, "Rawr."
Young, you have taken out the ogre, or the hag. He's gonna make a perception check. Because she is keeping a watchful eye on her elephant friend. Trying to. 9, she knows nothing. He goes around over
Well,
the
she
hags.
knows I finally helped.
Yeah.
Took you a few rounds, but you're helping now.
Moving that X temporarily, and she's going to go check on Locke. She figures that the ogres that she no, she looks back to Silver and sees her go all rawr, and
It's
remembers
like,
what
nope,
happened.
not going over there.
Yeah, remembers what happened last time and not going over there. Locke, are you okay?
Alright.
So I gave her difficult terrain to get over that to get to, because hag, of course. So yeah, frightened and what fun.
That means they get a disadvantage on attacks against me?
Disadvantage and minus a d4.
And that too.
Does frightened spell mean they can still attack you, right?
They just have a disadvantage.
Yeah.
I think.
Okay. So they would be rolling with standard attacks then, because they've been getting advantage anyway.
And also a minus d4. And stop the thumping.
Roll for me a d4.
Sure.
Okay. 8 misses you.
Yep.
Hag's turn is gone because Hag is dead. Locke, what you doing? Young just came up to you and is like, "Are you okay?"
Yeah. Yeah, and I'll be like, yeah, I'm hurting a bit, but I'm alright. And I I'll sort of lean past her and
Make your way out of the window.
Yeah, sure. I'm gonna put myself right here. Do I still have disadvantage if I try to Eldritch Blast the hag's body from this distance?
She seems to be very much dead, but you would.
Oh. Okay. What about the ogre over here? Is he dead? Or is
Wouldn't
he
it be
just
like coup de
unconscious?
grace if they're unconscious and you're directly beside them?
It would be akin to that, yes.
You
Coup de
just,
grace?
if you attack a dying creature, it would just take two of their death saves. If they have any. If not,
I mean, technically, I wouldn't have had to roll the attacks on prior thing.
Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. No, I'm not going to grab the giant angry X. I'm going to park myself right here. No, fuck you, giant angry X. I am going to cast one Eldritch Blast on the unconscious ogre, and another one on the ogre that Silver just dug into.
Okay. So the unconscious ogre is taking 2 death saving throws because you're within melee. You just sort of pulse a Eldritch Blast into his unconscious face.
And then 25 to hit that other one from a distance.
Yep, 25 will definitely hit it. 4.
Really? 4 damage?
it's better than 2.
I mean, yeah, but come on. I'm a spell slinger. I'm supposed to do more than that.
Okay.
4. Fuck me.
All right.
Not the hag.
Oak
I do
is
not
going
want that anywhere
to
near me.
bring his spiritual weapon around and smack it into the unconscious ogre over here to make it take its last death saves. So this one, yep, that one, boom, dead. So he is going to smack at a silver. Roll a d4.
1.
Stab him.
Nope. She's just taking her shield and just batting away whatever they're using.
Dad,
Just like,
the ogres that are near you the ogre that is near you seems to be very much dead.
Right. In anticipation, since he was looking sort of beat anyway, I wouldn't care about death saves because whatever. As I see him fall, I'm literally seamlessly turning around and bolting straight over to this one and bashing at it as well. I guess, yeah, that's effective.
Silver, making me a perception check.
Yay. 4?
Okay.
She's just like, oh, I'm gonna kill these guys.
Suddenly elephant.
Yep.
Critical hit.
Yep.
He takes 23.
He is very dead.
Now, I got a question.
What?
We got a question.
I moved 25 feet. I theoretically have 15 more feet of movement. Can I, like, step over his corpse and attack this one?
Yes. Yes, you can.
Hmm?
Well, I don't exactly want to push Silver out of the way, but must attack, must kill.
I'll give it to you. You... no. Give... Yeah, what the heck. Give me a strength check at advantage.
Oh boy.
24.
definitely. Over here you go.
Another critical success, Jesus Christ.
You just flip them over. Just like, yeah.
You sort of step...
So,
you sort of step, kick, shove. 13 will hit.
for 12.
Alright.
And my swirling dudes are now all over this guy here. Yep.
Yes, they are.
She's going to fall out.
Come up.
Yeah, let's see how much damage I can do. 22, that will hit. Take that much damage, plus the 7. And take a nice hefty smite. Where is my 3? There it is. Oh, 13 on top of that. And my last attack of 16. Is that correct? That actually does hit 2. Yes.
Yep, that will hit.
For another additional 17 damage. So how much damage is that?
52.
Okay. Dead. Alright. So, in response to the insanity, Oak, or Cad, you come down from rage, and then, squeak from a door. Everything okay? Little Jack.
Of course. All right. So turn order's gone now. We're all acting regularly now. Yep.
Yes.
Yep,
All
Silver's back to normal. She's just like.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and march my posterior up. You know what? Fuck it, I'm just getting rid of these X's now. We know they're all dead. We don't need them. I'm gonna make my way over to Jack and say, "Oh, good, you're all right. Ow, my back. Ugh. Did you get rid of the coin?"
I heard your voice. I don't know where from. It was weird, but yeah. And he points over to what is essentially a sort of a fireplace, kind of not lit or anything, but it seems as if the ash and the wood and all other such things have been disturbed in some way. He essentially buried it in the fireplace.
Good lad. That Kimu lady was actually a giant angry hag in disguise, go figure. I sort of jerk my head back towards the lumpy body we left behind and said, "She's right over there. I'd not recommend looking. She's ugly as sin."
Oh, you already looked.
Yep, that's in your brain now. You've seen that. Okay.
Now and forever.
Okay. I sort of plop my ass down on the porch steps and say, okay, we should probably check and make sure everyone else in this town's all right first, the crone and the drunkard, and then we need to be on our way. I'm worried they might have gotten hurt.
I'll go have a look at the crown.
Yep, I'll stick here with Jack in the meantime. Keep him some company, make sure nothing fucks with him. Oh, my back. Ow.
Oh, you're
I said
fine.
I jumped through a window and got clobbered. I'm at almost half hit points. Give me a fucking break.
What is hit points?
He's had
That's
such an
Is
emotional
there a
experience
score?
with being meta.
Put simply, if I took another hit like that, chances are I'd go right down. Oh.
We would have gotten you. You're fine.
Yeah, I know that. Oh,
Just walking off.
okay.
I guess I'm just going to plop down right here on the ground and just
I have
try
11
and...
health, Locke.
Thanks. Okay, I take it.
Yep.
Ah, thank you, cowman.
So rude.
All right.
We've traveled
is-
with him for a long time. I have earned the right to use that term.
Young is going to go check the tavern.
Are you
Oak is-
knocking or kicking down the door?
She's going to knock. Oak is going to stick with Locke. Cad, you're sitting down over there. And Silver, you're going to the throne.
Yeah, and she's gonna knock.
Miss
There is no answer.
She opens the door.
You see her like the wares, and it was almost like a shop or other such things, as I described it before, being a sort of a shaman-esque sort of an area. And it is in shambles. And you see
Old
no sign.
lady?
You see no sign of her currently.
No body or anything?
Nope. You say, old lady?
Yes.
There's a tap on your shoulder, and not that, old dear. Piff! She reappears. She was invisible. She is standing,
Okay,
and you see that she is standing away from her couch, and she does not seem. She is very old. So when she puts her hand on her shoulder and says, "I'm not that old," she immediately implies that, yeah, that was totally a lie, because she is leaning into you.
Yeah, you don't look like a day over 50.
250, actually. Satyrs lived for a long time.
Sure.
Kind of defeats the point of the compliment, but all right.
Alright, do you know what was up with the hag?
You know what sort of hag it was? I could only
No,
tell
it's-
that.
it was just it's an ugly hag. Would you like to see the body?
Sure,
Be
if you don't
warned, you
mind.
can never unsee.
Sure, if you don't mind carrying me there.
Oh, fine. We'll take our time. I guess we'll start hobbling our way over.
All right. Cad, you were saying.
I'm just seated in front of this building and leaning back into it. I'm trying to find my happy place.
Be present herself.
Did you say? Sam.
I would like to point out, it's like Silver's just she seems like she's rolling her eyes, but she's actually taking her time of helping the lady. Just be okay, we got this.
You wager that realistically it becomes much more difficult for one to walk when one gets up there in age, and they're literally walking on their toes everywhere they go. Decrepit old satyr sucks. Anyway, so
But
you were
still,
making
she's making good care of her and stuff. Even
Good.
though she seems like she's ever so slightly annoyed.
You are a caring sort, if a bit begrudgingly.
Yes.
All right.
As Kenneth said, there's nothing wrong with it. Silver is tsundere. It's fine.
All my characters are tsundere.
Yes, yes, they are. Anyway, so, Locke, what were you doing specifically?
Well, I was staying with Jack, so
You were keeping an eye on Jack?
right. But after taking a little bit to catch my breath and make sure everything seems to be all right, I'll look over at Jack and say, "You gonna be all right if I leave you here for a couple minutes?"
Yeah.
All right, I'll
I should be
get
fine.
up. All right. Oh, do you mind keeping an eye on him?
At about the time you turn around to investigate such things to do that, Young will come back around the corner and she sort of looks over towards Oak and goes, Oak, will help.
Ah, shit.
Now. Right.
Okay, never mind. You just stay on the porch, stay in line of sight, all right, kid?
Okay.
All right. I'm just gonna head over to Cad and kind of sit down next to him. I still got the porch in my line of sight, so sit down. How you doing over there, buddy?
Okay. I didn't hurt anybody, did I?
Only who you were supposed to this time.
I sort of nod.
Frankly, you probably saved my life with your intervention, so thanks.
That's what I want to do.
I do want to make it clear, Cad, we're not angry at you. Clearly there's something messing with you that's beyond our control. We can't hold that against you, all right?
Again, I nod. Thank you, Locke.
You're welcome. I do need to point out, though, when you summoned your spectral ancestor things, they still looked kind of twisted. Not as bad as back when we were dealing with the Tatzelwurm, but they were still kind of not right looking. The occasional odd appendage. The trunks were a bit more long and tentacular than I'm used to. That's not the part that's worrying me most of all, though. It's definitely extremely concerning, and we need to get that looked at, yes. But the part that really concerned me is they were all looking right at me when they appeared. The ones that drifted into the inn turned their eyes to look straight at me. Like dead set eye contact. Sent a chill down my spine.
I guess I'd shrug. I don't know. They normally just appear and help me in my combat.
Right.
They didn't hurt you, did they?
No, they didn't, but they made me feel uncomfortable as all hell.
Oh. I looked down. I'm sorry.
Don't beat yourself up over it again. Not your fault. Something about this place, about the creatures we're dealing with, and the enemy we've unquestionably made at this point, and that damn pseudo lower-ranking goddess, whatever her name was, Dahlia, was it?
I've never been to this place before.
Neither have I.
None
of us could have expected what it would do to us. So.
As this conversation is happening, you guys see Silver hobbling around the corner with Old Crone following along, leaning into her.
Yep.
And she's.
Would that count as challenging terrain? Sorry.
I mean, Silver would be technically moving at half speed.
Yes.
Actually, probably quarter speed, because she would be moving at the speed of the satyr, which would probably be about like 15 or something. I don't know. So, as you guys are having this conversation, she comes around the corner with the old crone, and she's. Sorry, I don't mean to pry, but did you just say Dahlia?
Yes. Why?
Is young Jack okay?
Yeah. He took shelter the moment the fighting started.
Seems as though I may have a story to tell you. You guys are dealing with the Princess of Dreams, as it were.
She's no princess.
This way, miss. No offense or anything, but so far I wouldn't describe any of our interactions with anything related to her as dreamlike. Maybe more of a nightmare? No, night terror would be more accurate.
And Silver, you sort of get to the edge of the of Jack's house up here and sort of set her down in the corner so that she's not leaning up against you as much necessarily. And she actually, waves at you to try to set her down and lean her against a wall.
Okay.
Not walked in a very long time. At least, not a whole lot. But
Should make you like a
So,
little portable cart thing to lean on.
did you say?
Make a little portable cart thing for you to lean on.
Isn't that called a wheelchair?
I was gonna go for walker, but
An elderly lady pushing around a shopping cart. Wait, no, okay. I mean, it was a mental image. Sorry, go ahead.
As this conversation is happening, Young and Oak return from the bar, and they have a unconscious but alive Zamir. He has a few strong scuff marks and other such things, and he is not. It seems as though they probably found him in the bar, unconscious and bleeding out, but not dead.
okay, good.
Barely, but yeah. For what it's worth, I did actually roll death saves for him.
Oh,
To
did he
determine-
exceed on one?
to determine whether or not he actually survived. I did that like outside of game and as a secret roll previously because there was no way you guys were going to get to him in time based on how the story was stacked up because she was already here when you got here. She essentially she essentially crushed him and then threw him into his playpen, as it were, the bar.
Yeah.
Because thankfully Young was able to get out of that. If that grapple check would have succeeded, the Ennis Hag's crushing hug is terrifying. Like we're talking normal hit, no crit. That
Oh,
Damn.
that's a lot of damage.
is a lot of damage.
It just needs flex tape.
Yeah.
Anyway, that is the damage that you take per turn you stay stuck in her grapple.
You madman.
Yes, indeed.
That's why the GM was laughing. Yeah. Noted.
So moving on, he's unconscious, but he is not dead. He basically was able to thankfully stabilize himself, rolling death saves and whatnot. So, ba-da-ba-da.
A bone coming out through the skin is very bad.
Oak sort of looks down at him and yeah, but he should be fine. I mean, he just needs some rest. And Oak does like minor cases cure wounds to sort of patch that up. And so that was fun and wonderful. You guys are going to get your perhaps story of Dahlia next session.
Oh, it's not this one. Okay. Are we leveling up?
We are indeed leveling up.
Yes.
People are now hitting level
Yay.
what is it, 8?
8.
Yep.
Okay.
You're going to get some rest either here or in Fumok, and after your story, you're probably going to be making your way back home, I would assume.
Yes.
Probably.
I'm going to do the first part, and I will give the next part to... Don't know who. Who do I give it to?
That's a good question.
Oh, I've got it. Give it to Young.
Haha.
Oh.
Sam, sure. You will get the second part.
Okay.
This has been Shadows of Gradiriel.
Come back next time and see if we get any more fucked up.
You know what? That is simple as hell, but I can't say I disapprove.